Hello everybody, welcome to the Tea Plays Nice podcast. This is number 9. Sorry I was missing last week. Life just got too busy, I suppose. Hope you all had a great week. For anybody that's interested, my name's Tracy. You can find me as Tea Plays Nice on Instagram, Facebook and Ravelry. We have got a forum on Ravelry that goes with these podcasts, and that's the Tea Plays Nice podcast forum. Getting close to 93 members over there now, so it's nice to see everybody and get a little bit of chatting going. I really do appreciate your company. I'm a bit unprepared for this podcast. Didn't even think I would get time this week to podcast, in all honesty, but I'm managing to squeeze in a quick one before I take Oscar out for his walk today. So please bear with me. So as I say, welcome to the forum. Anybody that's returning, any new viewers out there, hello, it's nice to see you. Thank you for your company week on week. I do appreciate it. I'm hoping to catch up on some of the podcasts that I haven't seen over the last week. I've got a big list waiting for me to watch, but rest assured I will get round to watching you guys. Yeah, so let's get on with today. I haven't really got any show notes, all but to say that we have got some new members in the group on Ravelry, and I'd just like to say hello to 4Mum Crochet. That's Tanya, and she's my pen pal now, so I'm quite looking forward to getting to know her over the next few months via snail mail, so that'll be really nice. I do like pen pals, so if anybody wants to write letters and anything like that, please get in touch. I don't mind writing a letter to you or sending a postcard out and things like that. It'd be really, really good. So 4Mum Crochet, welcome. Main Mum 5X, hiya. Stitches by Lena, and Colimatia. Hello guys, welcome to the forum. I hope you get chatting soon and get to know everybody and have a bit of fun around here. And then birthday shout outs. Now I know I missed a couple last week because I didn't podcast, and I don't want to forget those people because they're really important to wish everybody that supports me a happy birthday. And so I'd like to wish, I'm looking down through my list here, I'm on the wrong page. Knew that one. Knitting for Life, her birthday's coming up in the next couple of days. Then we've got Mama One Moose, Cynthia, happy birthday. Yours is coming up, probably before I podcast again. And then we have Pink Parlour Diane. Your birthday's just gone. I hope you had an awesome birthday with lots of cake. I'd like to wish all the mums out there a happy Mother's Day in the UK for last Sunday. I hope you had a lovely day. I was thinking of every single mum out there, thinking of those that have lost mums. It's a bittersweet day really, isn't it? But I hope you managed to have some happy memories in amongst your day as well, and make new memories perhaps. So that's the birthday shout outs this week. Wearing. Now I'm not wearing any knitted stuff this week. I've been so busy. To be honest with you, I didn't think I'd got a lot of knitting done, but when I go and do show and tell in a minute, you can see I perhaps have done more than what I thought I'd done. I'm wearing at the moment just my Musketeers running hoodie. Yes, that's going well. The diet's not going quite so well. I had a bad weekend. Some family issues arose, and that kind of puts me out of whack, so I am a bit of a comfort eater, but it's all in the past, moving on. So I've got back out running. I've got in contact with the running club again, and I'm hoping to be back with them next week. I've committed to doing Bristol Half Marathon in September with them, so that should be fun. It also gives me a goal. I'm the type of person I need goals to aim for. So yep, so I'm back out. I've done 3 miles already this morning on the dreaded treadmill. I think what did it for me was this time last year I was getting back to being in a good place for running, but then things happened, and I kind of like said to people, I want to do Silverstone Half Marathon, which was Sunday. Didn't do it because I'm just not in the right place. I hadn't done any running for over 8 months properly, so it's not good. So couldn't do it, and sat basically and sulked as all my friends were posting up their results and showing their medals and things like that. And I know in 4 weeks' time they've got Paris Marathon. and I really wanted to be involved in that as well, but like everything else, fall by the wayside. So hopefully they'll do another trip and I can get involved in all of them and get back to enjoying the running a lot more. So it's fun. So that is basically what I'm not wearing this week section. Finished objects. Haven't got any. It's going to be a really quick or really boring podcast for you guys this week. Do you know sometimes you have those weeks where life just goes past in a blur and you think, where did that week go? What did I do? And then you realise you didn't do much, you didn't do not a lot. But it's good to have downtime every now and again. But I have to show you, for pen hooking noodles, what's in your cup. My quest was over. I found my teacup and saucer in a little market. We've got down on Plymouth Barbican a little shop called the House That Jack Built. There's a lovely lady in there. She hires out tea sets, you know, for cream tea afternoons and things like that. And it's lovely. I must remember to bring her business card up next week or link it some way. So you can check her out on Facebook. And she sells off odd ones. Now, I thought I wanted just a normal cup and saucer. But I actually went out and got what they call, I think it's a tennis set. So you can put your saucer there, cup on the saucer, and you've got room for nibbles. But because I'm being good, I'm not having the nibbles, and I'm actually drinking Taylor's of Harrogate Spiced Apple. It's really, really scrummy. It's a bit like mulled wine. Anyway, very, very nice. Really enjoying that. So that's the one I'm into. I tend to find I like Taylor's brands of teas. I've tried Tea Pigs, and I don't know whether it's, maybe I need to try it again, but I had a cold the week I tried it and I thought they were a bit weak. For me, I do tend to leave the tea bag in, like Denise off the Knitting Den, because I like stronger teas anyway. So I kind of leave that in. Oh, while I was looking, see, I digress. While I was looking for my teacup and saucer, we went down to the Barbican and I was talking to the lady and I said, I like tea. And she said, have you tried Plymouth tea? Plymouth, apparently, we have our own brand of tea. And we've got Mayflower, Drake's tea, and another one. And they're all like, they're normal tea. They're not flavoured teas, they're normal teas. But they are actually grown quite local to me, down by Lopwell Dam, which is about 10-minute drive, I suppose, away from me. And so I did buy them, and I was a little bit disappointed. The packaging's lovely, and the teas are lovely, right? Because they go light, medium, and strong. I nearly say dark, but there's a light tea, a medium strength tea, and a dark strength, and they are really, really nice. But they're just packaged like normal tea bags inside. They don't come in the individual little packets, because I was hoping to buy them, and I did buy one of each, and I was hoping to send them across to people in America and Canada and say, look, you can have some Plymouth tea. Which of course I can still do. I can send them the tea, but it's not the same as the little packets, just so they can actually see where they're coming from with that. So I found my teacup and saucer. That's all that was meant to say, because I was covering up the fact that I have no finished objects for you this week. So whips. Westering Home. Mum's big cable jacket has had no love this week at all. In actual fact, it's still down there in the bag that I bought up for recording last week. Haven't touched it at all. I got a little bit distracted, which I will show you in a moment. I did, however, get the back of the bed jacket done. As you can see, the back of the bed jacket is done. Haven't cast on anything else because I thought it would be plain sailing as soon as I got onto this piece. The stocking out, I thought it's going to go so quick, and it did go a lot quicker. But they've got this fancy edge going on as well. So love it. I've just got the fronts and the sleeves. I've decided I'm going to do plain sleeves for it, but that's going to be for Mum in June, hopefully, if I ever get it back on the needles. So I did finish the back of that one. And then the quick sweater I was doing, I kind of like that I cast on. I've done the back up to where you need, what's that? I'll tell you, this wool, every now and again, there is no reason, there is no join, there is no slip stitch, there's nothing. But every now and again it just looks a little bit holy. But that's, I got as far as the armholes, dividing, and I've done the sleeve. See what I mean? Even the when you go to make a stitch, and at one point the yarn went really, really thin. The yarn went really, really thin. You can literally see through the yarn. And it's got a little flaw there. It's like a bit of glue. So, in actual fact, I've lost the love and I don't think I'll finish it. I kind of like said to hubby I will try. And I will finish it because, you know, look, I haven't bought all the wool, but I'm actually thinking, do you know what? That's going to be frogged. I love the sweater and I probably will do the sweater. But Wendy Aspire wool, chunky, 80% wool, 20% alpaca. Too many knots. Goes. It's not a thick and thin wool, it's a constant wool. It's fluffy, I get that, it's a fluffy wool. It's not a thick and thin wool, so why does it go thick and thin? Not overly impressed, have to admit with that. Not overly impressed at all. And it's by Thomas B. Ramsden, so although I love the colour, I don't know, I can see me frogging and doing something completely different with that. And because that type of thing really affects my fickle mind, and I end up thinking, I don't want to do this no more. So that put me off knitting for a couple of days. And I had to go and get a project that was kind of like, just do it. So I'm knitting. I don't normally do things like this. Look at her. She's got little buttons for her boots, and it's her hair. Oh, the hair's a nightmare. Don't get me started on the hair. I'm in the middle of nearly finishing her. I have ordered some little glass bead eyes, but I'm so impatient I couldn't wait. And I'm in the middle of knitting her little pinafore. So again, our little pinafore is the same colour. A little stripe across the bottom. So she will have a pinafore on. And this is from Mary Jane's Tea Rooms dolls. They're bigger than what I thought they were, to be honest with you. I thought they were about this big. They look quite twee in the photographs on her patterns. So it's Mary Jane's Tea Rooms, and they're paid for patterns on Ravelry, and she's also got her own website. So honestly, I thought, and she does sit when I sit her down, she does sit. So I'm getting there with this one. And my mum kind of like said to me, what are you going to do with her? Now I know with Mary Jane's Tea Rooms, you're allowed to sell anything you've made as long as it's at craft fairs or shops. You're not allowed to sell them online. But I said to my mum, I know in the wool shop that I work on a Wednesday, I might just pop her in the window and see if anybody wants her. It was just a diversion knit really, just with some yarn that I had lying around, and it is just acrylic. So I was gifted a big bag actually of waste from somebody who's given up knitting, so I thought I would make a little doll. So that's what's been distracting me this week. And I tell you, the knitting, so quick, so simple. That hair, trying to find hair, she uses Jameson's yarn, and it's like a boucle, and I'm too impatient to wait if I'm doing something. I've already started a project, I'm too impatient to wait sometimes. So I actually took some marble chunky, and it's a plied yarn, and it's 2 strands strung together, and I actually cut the length and divided the strands, so it's got this nice wavy texture to it. But making sure I got all the different colours out, because it's actually the hat that I made the wool that I made my tappy hattie with. It's the leftovers. So making sure I didn't get any of the reds or the blues in was quite... And I'm going to actually put a little headband with flowers on her, so her hair stays down nice. So that's what's kept me knitting this week, even though I didn't really want to knit. That's that one done. And that's basically all the knitting I've done this week. Stash enhancement. Well, there's a tale. As many of you know, I signed up for... Oh, excuse me, yarn down. Devon Sun Yarns Club. The first one was lovely. It was a chunky. The second one, the money was taken from PayPal on the 23rd of February. She messaged on Facebook that she'd done the post outs on the 9th of March. And I'm still waiting. I have emailed her to say, you know, where is it? She said just wait on the post, basically. You've got 14 days, which is fine. I understand that. But I've also said to husband, it's a mystery box. It's £18.50 a month. And I don't know what I'm getting. And I know that's nice. And I thought I'd like surprises. But actually thinking about it, I'd rather go online, pick a yarn that I like for a specific project. And I can get a nice yarn for £18.50 a month to do a project that I want to do, rather than wait for the yarn to land on the doorstep and try and find a pattern to match. So, and it's because I don't think I knew the dyer very well. I mean, nothing wrong with her dye work, nothing, it's beautiful. But it's like if I'd gone to 5 Moons, I know 9 times out of 10, 5 Moons, I know the quality, I've bought from them before, and I would probably be more than happy to receive whatever they want to do, because I don't think there's a colourway on 5 Moons that I don't like. So I think I'm going to have to be a bit more consumer savvy on things like that. So that's all my non-stash enhancement there, apart from 2 books. I did get the book that Tilly Trout from Trout Mail and Denise from the Knitting Den were talking about, The Art of Knitting. And I did cast on the socks for the Bakery Bears sock along. That I know Tilly's done a pair, and I know Denise has done a pair. I've even bookmarked the pair I was attempting to do, which were, it's like 3 pairs in there, and I was going to do the pair they weren't doing. Denise did one, Tilly did one, and I kind of thought, well, I'll do the other one, which is that pair. And I cast them on and I did a bit of work, and do you know what? Try as I like, I'm just not feeling the love. I don't feel the love for socks. Shoot me. Send me to knitting hell now for saying that. I don't feel the love for sock knitting. Everybody on their podcast, you see them, I'm doing these socks, I'm doing those socks, and it's like, why would I like... I get the feeling that they're lovely socks, it's lovely yarn, and they feel squishy on your feet. I understand that. But they hide away inside under trousers, inside shoes, and I want to show off the things I knit. So, but to be fair, there's other things in here I really like to knit, and I know it's to get you knitting more in colour. And I've looked through and I thought, ooh, I like that. But there's no way I'd wear that in that colour or those colours, because I absolutely love that. But my first instinct, as soon as I saw that, I turned around to hubby and said, I'd like that in greys. with this mainly done in greys and with a shot of colour there. Just like one circle of pink or one circle of turquoise. So it kind of like defeats the whole thing of knitting in colour. But I will knit something from the book, so I'm really happy I got the book, and I'm really happy I seem to have gotten the knitting palette, which has the 27 patterns in it. There's another version, I think it's knitting in colour, and it's only got 25. So I went for the 27 one, and I'm very, very happy with it. And this was a used book. Apparently this is a used book. It's absolutely in mint condition off of Amazon. It doesn't even look like it's been flicked through, in all honesty. So well happy with the price. I think I got the 2 books that I'm going to show you for the price of 1 book. The other book is The Art of Seamless Knitting. Now I know I knit sweaters quite a lot, and I love knitting sweaters. I'm English in the UK, and a lot of our patterns we tend to buy from stores are pieced. So I'm fairly new to knitting in the round, and I love it. And it's just like, oh, there's no sewing up. No, I don't mind sewing up, because I learn how to do the mattress and the ladder, and I'm quite adept at doing the sewing up, if I can be so bold as to say that. And there are some lovely, and I picked this book up and everything. Now this book, again, perfect condition from Amazon, £5. £5 British pounds. It's supposed to be $26.95, and I got it for £5 British pounds. Amazing. And they're just from the beginning to the end, as soon as I started flicking through, it was, I'm going to knit that, I'm going to knit that, I'm going to knit that. So let me find, just to show you. Oh, there's socks in there, and I must admit that's kind of like the pattern I'll skip over. That's the cover one, and that's me, cables. Got to be me one. Then there is that one, cables. So yeah, that's going to be knit. Don't ask me how long. I think I've just kind of like taken up my knitting for the next 12 months. Cabled cardigan, all seamless. Can you imagine the joy of not having to sew these seams? That's quite a long one, I must admit. And then you've got, now if you want a quick knit, ooh, what's that done in? Is it bulky? Might have found a use for my other yarn. Look at that. Now that's a bulky. I could convert that quite easily for that Aspire stuff. So, and then, oh, this one, I saw it and I thought immediately of Kathy Canuel, who's another podcaster, because this stitch is the Eiffel Tower stitch, and she loves anything Paris. I also like the textured jacket, that's in there. This is a, oh, this just, can you imagine this with a nice pair, a nice skirt, a nice pencil skirt, or even trousers? How smart. Now to me, I'd like that in all the colours. In all the colours. I just think that is so stunning. And it kind of like goes with my 1940s thing, fetish, I suppose. And there's hats in there. So I would honestly say, I'm not paid to review, but if you like cables, love this book. I'm so pleased I got that book. Really, really happy. So that's the knitting news, I think, this week, guys. Oh, I did have my first sale on Etsy for stitch markers in the week. I was so chuffed. I have put a couple more sets on now because it kind of like, oh, somebody does want these. So Sarah, thank you for ordering. made my day. Other things I'm kind of like, oh, let me think. Book club is still ongoing. We've got another couple of weeks to vote. So I'll talk about forum news. Book club, you've got a couple more weeks to vote. It looks like the last time I looked, the girl on the train was winning. Now, if you're planning to get that from a library, be warned. I went this morning thinking that looks like it's going to win. I might need to reserve that at the library. There's 43 people in the queue in front of me for that book. So I think that might have to be a Kindle purchase if that one wins. For me. I am trying to keep it so people can go to the libraries and order these books if they want to. But just be warned, some of them. And I thought what we would do next time once we finish this book is maybe the people in the group, we get one person to nominate a book each month. So this time say it's mine because I've done the bookseller list, and then maybe next time we'll ask one of you guys, what do you want us to read? And then everybody gets the genre that they like to read, and everybody gets, let me know what you think on that. Because I just want to make it as fair as possible, because not everybody likes chick flicks, not everybody likes thrillers. So I thought if we mix it up a little bit, it might be better for you all to do it that way. So that's book club. 10th anniversary podcast. The next one my podcast, now it could be next week or it could be the week after. Time restraints with what I'm trying to get done in my personal life at the moment. Suits more to do fortnightly, but I will try. So you've still got a week at least to get your comments in, and I'm giving away 2 patterns of up to £5 each. A pattern each to 2 lucky people as a celebration for my 10th podcast. So that is going to be closing. This is the 9th podcast, so I probably will close that Monday evening next week, because as I say, I normally podcast on a Tuesday, so even if I don't podcast next week, I'll close it next Monday, because that's when it should be fair done that way. Okay, so that's that one done. Summer Loving Cow. We've got a couple of people already in there participating and saying what they're thinking of doing. I know Denise is doing the most amazing sunshiny yellow. I'm kind of looking, there is actually a shawl on Ravelry called the Summer Loving shawl, I think. Excuse me just one moment while I check. I don't want to give deaf information. Maybe I am. Giving deaf information. Yeah, sorry, gone really silent there. Oh, how rude. No, it was summer. It was... Summer Moon. Maybe Summer Night? Was it Summer Night? Might have been Summer Nights, because I remember kind of like thinking to myself, yeah, the John Travolta really high pitched note that kind of makes me go, ooh. Yeah, there is a show called Summer Night, but that is not the one I was thinking of. But there's lots. If you put in Greece, if you put in summer, you can get references, but I don't care whether it's in reference to the film, if it's in reference to anything summery, colours. Look on the forum, the rules are there for you. You can dip, double dip, triple dip, quadruple dip with anybody else. It kind of like figures it into that time of year. But that's starting, it's going to be over April, May and June, and I will have some prizes for that, and anything over 1 skein though please. It has to be quite a substantial, because it's 3 months, it has to be quite a substantial project, so anything over 1 skein would be lovely to see. The book giveaway was done, and I know that Heart for Feathers has received it. She posted a photo on Instagram yesterday, which I'm really thrilled with that she got it. That was nice. And then I need it in my life. I need it in my life has been quite a bit. Life's been a bit hectic the last couple of weeks with everything going on, and I know this has been a bit blippity bloppity, this podcast, which is a reflection of how my life went last week. So I decided what I need in my life, most of all, now that I have found my beautiful, beautiful teacup and saucer set. So happy. What I really need is some peace and tranquility. That's what I really, really need in my life right now. Some peace and tranquility. And I know peace and tranquility to a lot of people mean a lot of different things. So I thought I'd show you what peace and tranquility is to me. So, peace and tranquility to some people is all about ocean, beaches. Now I live near the beach, and yeah, I can go and stare at the ocean, and that is peaceful. And I know for one of my good friends, she goes to the beach and it's not a sandy beach. She likes a pebble beach where she can hear the shh of the waves. She finds that so relaxing, and it's her happy place. And I kind of like get that in one way, but don't really get it in another way. But to me, I've got 2 photographs, sorry, bouncing away, and that to me is peace and tranquility. Walking through a forest with an Oscar, or with dogs. That is to me peace and tranquility. Failing that, I mean, look at that. Peace and tranquility, where I can go and shut off. And I even run through that, if I'm honest. There are areas where I like to run that are like that, and it's just me in my own little world, and I absolutely, it's heaven. I love that. But failing that, if you were asking me what I would like, where I would like to live, this would be me. In the sticks, in a cottage, with my dogs and a roaring fire. That to me is peace and tranquility. So yes, that's what I need in my life right now. That would be nice. So peace and tranquility. Other stuff to share? I went to the library today with the aims of putting the book back for the book club, and I think I'm going to have to buy it in all honesty, because I don't think I'm going to be in the queue soon enough. So, and I've picked up a couple of books, and the first one I'm going to start reading tonight is, it's an old book, but do you know sometimes when you're flicking through the library and you see this? This little book has been sat on the shelf since the 25th of August 2011. Don't work no more, does it, Tracy? Oh, you just realised, didn't you? Excuse me. Do you know when you have one of those days and you think everything should be the way it used to be? I used to stamp the books. But now you get this. And it's all barcoded and it's on computer. So you can't see the last time this book was taken out. And you used to be able to see how many times the book was taken out by this and whether it was popular. And I thought this was a lonely little book. But I don't know why, but I picked it up. And you know when you kind of like, I didn't know what I wanted to read. I knew I wanted to get that book. And I know there's the one Denise was reading the other week, The Ocean Between Us. I'm not sure. I've got to check the name because every time I go to the library I forget the name and come away without it. And I want to read Elizabeth is Missing as well, which is in the book's bestseller list. But they're bestsellers, so they're popular at the moment in the library, so you can't get them. So I kind of like was wandering the library like you do. And I picked up a book by Judy Finnegan to read. I've never actually read any of hers, and I thought, well, she does a book club. There's got to be something in it, right? So I've picked up one of hers to read. I picked up a book by Julian Fellowes, who is the writer for Downton Abbey. So I picked up one of his books today to have a read because I thought I love Downton Abbey. And he used to co-write, and he was actually in The Monarch of the Glen, which I loved. So I thought I'm going to read one of his books, actually pick up one of his books and read. So I've picked up one of his, which I'll talk about later on. But this one I'm going to pick up, and I don't know why, it just got to me. The Mistress's Revenge. And that bit got to me. Never have an affair with someone who has less to lose than you. And it goes, what if he promised to love you forever? What if he told you he'd never leave you? What if he lied and lied and lied again? Shouldn't he be held to account for that? For 5 years, Sally and Clive have been lost in a passionate affair. Now he has dumped her to devote himself to his wife and family, and Sally is left in freefall. It starts with a casual stroll past his house and popping into the brasserie where his son works. Then Sally starts following Clive's wife and daughter on Facebook. But that's all right, isn't it? I mean, they are perfectly normal things to do, aren't they? I think this is going to be quite a good read. I hope it doesn't let me down. And it's by Tamar Cohen. I shall let you know how I get on with that. The only other thing I've really got to discuss this week with you is a lot of people have been talking about journals, and I do journal, and I started to do this journal the other week after saying this. And I had a pad from a supermarket with blank pages, just blank pages, and I thought, that'll do. I could do my journal in that. And maybe me, I fancied up the front, and I put the date. 2015, it's my life, my hopes, my dreams, my day-to-day, my diet, my fitness, my makes. And I thought, so I decorated up the front. And I started. Now, you can see where my time went last week now, looking at this. Or the other week, look. That's my doodle. It's all about me. I think I doodled this a while back, actually. It's not last week. This was done a while ago. Because I didn't do much doodling last week, but I have worked on it. So, yeah, that's all hand-drawn and doodled by me. And you can see, you got your little birdie, and you got your flowers. And you got your little dragonflies. So, yeah, all doodled, or zen-tangled, as the crafters like to call it, by me. And then I thought, well, I'm going to start doing that. And I kind of like this page, and it's my family tree. So my friend happened to commentate on this when she saw it, and she said, have you noticed something about that? And I went, no, what is it? She said, your husband is right in the middle of the page. He is the centre of your world. And I'd never even noticed that when I did it. She said, your husband is right in the middle of the page. He is the centre of your world. And I think that is lovely. Well, it gets a little bit confusing, my family tree, because obviously this is me here. I was married before, and that's the offspring of my 2 beautiful daughters. And Joanne is married, so Lee's on there now. So that is kind of like my children, and that's my ex-husband. This is my husband now. We have no children together because he came from a marriage that had broken down before I met him, and he has 2 sons. And we've been together 18 years. So basically, he's stepdad to my girls, but they call him dad because he's brought them up. The other gentleman hasn't been in their lives. So he has brought my children up, and they call him dad, and they love him to bits. And then we go up, and obviously there's my sibling, my brother. There was only the 2 of us. And then there was my mum and dad. Now, dad goes off, and he's got the normal mum, dad, and the children. Now, and we never met Sheila, my dad's sister, because she died of leukemia when she was 13. And then there was my Uncle Tommy, my Uncle Ronald, and my Auntie Sandra. And there's my gran and granddad's names. And then I could, if I wanted to, trace back. And I think I did one point on Ancestry. I think I've gone back, and I've gone back quite far on that side of the family. But I need to check records because I think I have made a mistake somewhere. But I need to check that. But Mum's side is a bit stranger because we've got my nan, Dorothy, and we've got her husband, Mr. Collins. My mum was the youngest of 13 children. She's not got the same dad. We don't know who her dad is. Couldn't even tell you why. I couldn't tell you if Grandad, of all the other nephews and nieces, had passed. It was wartime. So it's like it was never talked about. My mum doesn't know who or what. And she says it doesn't affect her, but sometimes she says things and it's kind of, she worries that if she's passing health things on, it's because, and we won't know. So that's as far as I went with that. And there's some confusion on spelling and the surname on that side of the family as well. And you ask the auntie who, my mum's sister, remaining sister, because all the others passed away last year, near enough. You ask the remaining sister, and the one you likes to think she knows. And there's a problem with the spelling in a surname, and I need to look into it properly. So anyway, did my family tree. I'm sorry if this is boring you. Then I did me. So that was me at Christmas time with my friends. We had a come dine with me evening at my friends. And that was one of my favourite nights. That was at Elaine's house. She's a very special friend to me. And then that was when we went to a wedding back, was it last summer? There was me before, me when I finished at Weight Watchers, and then I've just got March, because this is my new start, back to eating healthy and well, back to exercise, back to me, my makes, thoughts and memories, so all about me. And I decorated it, drew it all up and decorated it. And then, and I actually did that at Elaine's house. We get together and we craft. Paper craft, because she's a paper crafter. And we did that. And this is fairly basic for me, compared to what I would normally do. But my paper craft mojo is not with me at the moment. But then I've kind of like started my week. And I've got my air fryer that I purchased. And I've got my roast potatoes in there cooking. And it was absolutely delicious. Best thing we've ever done. Then there's my treadmill, which I'm glad to be back on, and I've put the date, and I've put let's get refocused, healthy eating and exercise, my start weight on there, saying that the Coach to 5K is coming back into my life, and things like that. So I've got a tape measure just to highlight that page is all about being healthy and being me. And then I also did my first day at the wool shop. So I took a photograph while I was waiting to go in of the window display and put that it was the first day of assorted styles and edition and all that. So and that's as far as I got, because basically once I'd done that page and I left it and I came back to it a couple of days later, I thought, I'm not happy with how that's going to come together. It's not enough for me. For a start, it's a bought pad and with just blank pages. And I know you can buy planners with lots of things in, but I want mine to be just for me and very personal to me. So I have a view of making my own. Doing some printouts. Oh, bear with me. I'll just run and get it because you might want to see it. 2 seconds. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Like that clambering over in boxes and trying to get myself comfortable again. With that in mind, I kind of like thought I'd like to put some of my makes in there. But I just did this on the computer the other day when I was messing around. It's just printed out on A4. And I just kind of like thought with some of my projects that I make, I did a little postcard. Made a little postcard and I thought I could stick the picture of the finished object there. And I put a little picture of a lamb with a ball of yarn. And I put project, pattern source, yarn, colour, dye lot. And I thought I could fill that in and then I could I've got a die cut from when I was paper crafting and it's like a cotton reel. Thought I could wind some of the yarn around that and stick it there and then just put all my thoughts. Very much like your page on Ravelry, but I like to write things down when I'm doing anything like that. So it's kind of like that type of thing. So yeah, I thought that would be good. So I'm going to do a couple more things like that. So I thought I could show you that. And then when that came about, I have got something here I wanted to show you. Now I know I keep saying Oscar will make an appearance one day. When I was digging out some papercraft stuff for that, I actually found, it's not even folded right. Let me see if I can get it folded right for you to begin with. This I made when we just got Oscar, when he was a puppy, and it's kind of like a little album. There's a picture there of when he was a puppy, and it's my toy and I'll chew if I want to. And then we did a little note that when we actually got Oscar, he came with a burger squeaky toy which he carried everywhere. We soon realised squeaky toys were to be your favourite thing. Squeak, squeak, squeak all night long. Bless his little heart. And we used to have a box, and we actually put the toys in the box, a big storage box. And Oscar decided he would get in the box when he was little. And that was Oscar when we got him. An 11-week-old bundle of joy. And it was the 5th of February 2012. Do you know we were discussing this the other day and I couldn't remember the date we actually brought him home. So our little boy's 3 years old already. Gosh. Don't know where that went. I'll say you were such a good puppy. Writing notes. It says, you were such a good puppy. No puddles or piles of unmentionables were ever left indoors. Right from the start, you knew where to go. And then it was thirsty work, all this playing. And then tiring too. So that was, it was some kind of, right. This was Oscar's memory album I obviously made when we got him. There we go. It all folds down quite nicely and unwraps, and so that was nice. I'm sorry. Nice little wander down memory lane for you there. That's it for this week. That's all I've got to show, and that's all I've got to tell. And I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm sorry I've been a little bit all over the place this week. I hope to be back properly next week. Oh, by the way, Emma Baba Bats, lovely to see you back. Another one from Exeter. I love watching Ethel and Di with Dave and Ellie. And I love what, I don't even know if they know I watch. To be perfectly honest, why would they? I do like watching their podcast. And Emma, it was lovely to see you back. I'm glad that you found your knitting and your podcast mojo again. We need all the help we can get as peeps down in this part of the country, because we all know once you get to Bristol, there is no more of the UK. So, have fun, guys. I hope to see you soon.